What is the one thing that you would suggest people eliminate from their lives? If there's one thing we could eliminate from our lives, it would be ego. The ego is that which actually is the cause of all of the suffering. Things happen in life. Life happens in life. Things go up, things go down. We have success, we have failure. We have gain, we have loss. We have sickness, we have health. Sometimes you fall, we have an accident, we have physical pain. But the ego mind is that which turns life into suffering. And so that's the thing, if we had a magic wand, sadly we don't, but nonetheless, if we had a magic wand and you could remove one thing from our lives, that one thing would be ego. Because otherwise, whatever happens is just that which has happened and we dealt with it. But the ego is the thing that comes in and says, why me? So things happen in life. But the ego is the one that comes in and says, why me? Why did it happen to me? That's not fair. Why doesn't it happen to that guy? I'm the one. I'm the one who's always doing everything right. I'm the one who's always working hard. I'm the one who's the good one. I'm the one who cares. I'm the one who does this. I'm the one who does that. Why do I get the failure? Or the ego's the one that says, forget it. Nothing's going to go right in my life. I can't do anything. I'm a failure. The ego is that takes that which happens in life and turns it into suffering. So if we had a magic wand, that is what we would do away with, because not only is it suffering within myself, but the ego is that which ruins my relationships. If you look between husbands and wives, between parents and children, between colleagues, between friends, the ego is that which kills us. Otherwise, we have these beautiful relationships, and okay, nothing's perfect. Nobody's exactly the way we want them to be. Nobody dances according to our tune. But when we are humble, when we are grounded and connected, we're able to connect with people in love, in oneness, in union, in humility, in two beings, realizing they're one. But if there's ego, the ego is that wall between me and others. The ego is the one that says my way or no way. How I want it, that's how it should happen. And if you don't do it my way, forget it. If you look at the fights that we have in our families, the fights that we have in our communities, the fights that we have anywhere in our world, it's all because of my ego that says, this is how I want it. I love you or I like you when you're doing what I want. The minute you stop doing what I want, I may say, yeah, I still love you, but how do I act? Slam doors, don't speak to you, make faces, sleep on the couch or push you onto the couch, roll over, don't touch me, don't talk to me. This is ego. So the ego is that actually keeps us from connecting. with our deep selves, with the divine, with each other. It is that knife, literally, that comes between and cuts us off. The ego is that, as we were speaking about last night, that says, I am separate. I'm separate from others. I'm separate from God. I'm separate from the universe. Only when we are free of the ego are we actually able to connect with the truth of who we are, with the divine, with others. And so that would be the one thing, if I had a magic wand, that I would share that magic wand and get us free of it. There's a beautiful line actually in the scriptures that says, Man eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayo. And what it means is the mind is the key. The mind is that which brings you moksha, ultimate absolute liberation, absolute freedom. Or the mind is that locks you up. If you go around and you say, okay, what's the biggest problem in your life? Like, all right, you're stuck, you're depressed, you're frustrated, you're not enlightened. Why? Most of us will say, oh, it's my boss, or it's my wife, or it's my husband, or it's my mother-in-law, or it's the traffic on the freeway, or it's this really annoying neighbor who plays his music too loud. We'll blame something outside. They are the ones who keep me stuck. I was joyful, I was peaceful, I was having such a good day. Then you came along. You ruined my day. You've put me in a bad mood. It's your fault. But the scriptures remind us it's the mind, man. There's no scripture that says it is your mother-in-law who is that which determines your moksha or your bondage. It is your boss, it is your employees, it is the traffic, it is the weather. No teaching that says the stock market is that which determines your bondage, your moksha. The mind. And so when we know that, when we know that it's our mind, when we know that it's that ego that's in separation, then why not work with it? Why waste all of our lives trying to fix the in-laws, fix the employers, fix the employees, fix this, fix that? Fix ourselves. Work with our mind. That's what the practice of meditation is. That's what the practice of japa is. That's what our practice of seva is. That's where we do this practice of seva. Because it takes us into the experience of service. Anyone can get a job. Anyone can climb a career ladder and get better and better titles, better and better positions, more and more salary. And that's good for the bank account. It's good for the CV. But the point of life is not, thou shalt increase thy bank account. Thou shalt ensure that thou hast a 10-page CV before you die. Point of life is, thou shalt wake up. Thou shalt realize your true self. Thou shalt connect to God by any name, any form, any religion. This is the purpose of life. So when we talk about doing seva compared to work in an office, it's because it connects us with the Creator. It's all about, let me be a tool in your hands. let me get out of my mind, out of my ego, out of this sense of what's in it for me. Let me realize I'm just a vehicle for the divine will to flow. So all of these practices, our meditation, our japa, our prayer, our seva, this is what helps us work with the mind. Because you can buy anything out there. Now with Amazon, you don't even have to go to the store. You can have it delivered to your doorstep. But you can't buy peace. You can't buy joy, and you can't buy meaning and fulfillment in life. You can't buy awakening. You can't buy light. You can buy the outer lights, but not the inner light. For that, we actually have to do the work. And that work always, no matter what spiritual tradition we follow, it's all about surrender the self, surrender the ego, become humble, become a tool in God's hands, realize what it's all about. So should you find yourself with the magic wand, use it. Not to bring mounds of money in front of you, not to give you that CEO position that you always wanted, but use it to actually free you of the thing that's really standing between you and real joy. And if you don't find that magic wand in your hands, well, then just do the work. Just sit down and meditate. Pray. Surrender. Do seva. These are the time-tested, true techniques that have been handed down for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And we know they work.